I'm never sure if we're gone live or not. I think we are. We're gone live, I think. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you? Are you at work or in your house or where?
I'm at work. Don't tell anyone.
What's your job?
I work for the city of LA, so we do sanitation, like sewers and storm drains for the whole city.
Okay, so you hunt out like Ninja Turtles and stuff.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's New York, is it? That's New York.
Yeah, we got them here. They just look a little different.
Storm drains. They're so we don't have them here because we don't really get like storms. But when I was in Miami, I was like, I remember seeing them and thinking, "Oh, that's a storm drain." That's like basically just a gap, isn't it, underneath the curb?
Yeah.
And then what do you have to do? Just like clear out. I guess in the sewage, literally clear out shit, and then in the storm drain, clear out shit that blocks it or whatever. Is it?
Yeah, it's usually just blockages for a bit of both. It's like for sewers, it's always like roots or grease or like mineral deposits and stuff will block it, and then the sewage will onto the street. So that is just like main and that from happening. And sitting on the storm drain side, it's just, basically, well, here it's especially just trash, just sucking out trash with these big vacuum trucks, dropping it in there, sucking everything out so it doesn't flood when it rains. And so all that trash doesn't go to the ocean.
Has there ever, is it true, like, are those, the grease balls and all that kind of stuff, is that actually true? Does that actually happen? Like the big, massive, like, behemoth things?
That's probably really rare. And that's probably like in places where they have like older, different type of systems with big caverns and stuff, because most of ours is just large pipes. But they do get clogged with grease, like a lot.
Or like any animals and shit down there, like any like sharks or crocodiles or
nah,
probably not sharks.
No, down there it's mostly just like rats, lots of rats. And then the storm drains.
Are you able to avoid them, or are you like? Because I'd freak if I saw a rat.
Yeah, because now most of it is like, they've got the maintenance hole on the street, where the Ninja Turtles come out at, and that's basically where we're at doing it. You're not really like down in there.
Oh, you're not
anymore.
Okay.
They used to be. So.
Brian brings up something here. I like fucking hell. I got some shock when I was in Miami. So I was like in I thought everywhere there was like, when you go into we call them a portaloo. You guys call them a porta potty because you're toddlers apparently. But when in the portaloos or porta potties or whatever, here there's like, so you walk in and like you like hold your breath for as long as you're in there, but you shut the door and there's like, classic looking toilet, and there's like a lever on the side, and then when you look into the toilet, there's like it just looks like a sealed box, you know what I mean? And then when you do your business, whatever, do your bit of paperwork, I don't know why I shouldn't have done that. When you do your bit of paperwork drop it down, you pull the lever, a trap door opens, and you watch. Well, you don't have to watch, but it slides down into. You admire it. You admire your hard work, but it slides down, like it goes like and slides down into the abyss. And there's this like blue, like the bluest liquid in the world, like follows it down and flushes it down, and it's like bleach or whatever. I walked into the porta potty, whatever, in Miami. Fucking hell! I like walked in. The lid was closed. Someone set a trap. The lid was closed. So like you have to look, like especially when you're in a toilet, you have to look at the lid to open it. You're not just going to randomly close your eyes and reach out towards the toilet, especially a public one. So I like lifted the lid, but like my gaze was fixed where the lid had been. Nothing. It's just open. It's like a latrine. It's just like open massacre when you look in. There's no cover, no nothing. Like, I don't understand. Is it a cost-effective measure? Is it like, oh, we have too many people in America, we can't afford a little trap door? I don't get it.
Probably, because I've seen videos of like, not when there's shit in there, but just of them cleaning it out afterwards. Like they suck it all out and then they spray it down with the pressure washer. And I guess if you had that, that valve, that door, that make it a little more difficult. And it's all cost. Yeah, we got too many people here.
Oh, it was like, honestly. And then, but then the thing was, it was like, when there's like a car crash and like you shouldn't look, but you can't not.
Oh yeah.
So every time I went to the toilet, I was like, all right, just don't look down. But immediately I'd look down. And then I had this other thing of like, oh, my phone's definitely going to fall in there. Even though it was like zipped in my pocket. I just had this like uncontrollable anxiety of like, I could just picture myself like trying to fish it out and like, oh, it's still
that roller coaster feeling. I'm going to fall out.
Yeah. Even though it's like probably impossible. It like, I mean, stranger shit has happened.
I was going to say that must have been like a really fancy one you had with the lever and everything, because we don't have that. I've never seen that.
I've never not seen that. Like that's just standard. That's like that's bog standard toilet. I don't get it.
I wish we had that. Especially when it gets hot. Yeah. If that was Miami in the summer in that porta potty, you'd be pretty nauseous, I think.
That was an Irish summer's day, like there. Which is actually really funny because on one of the days everyone's like, "Oh God, it's freezing! Like it's so cold," and I was in like shorts and t-shirt all day, being like, "Yeah, good, so cold." I was like, "This is like a heat wave at home." Now I did get pretty cold in the evening, but right, I think that's enough shit talk.
Yeah.
How did you? How long have you been doing CrossFit, or how did you get involved in CrossFit?
I've been doing it since 2012, 2013. But kind of on and off. The first couple of years was like real consistent, and then once I had moved, we didn't really have an affiliate nearby, so it was kind of on and off at that point. But yeah, I started 2012, 2013. I went and saw the games in 2013, so I know it was just like a little bit before then. And I got it started kind of with my brother.
It's like 10 years coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said you moved. Where did you move from or to?
Oh, just cities. Yeah, okay. Just it's, I don't know, maybe like a 45-minute difference here.
And in the same state?
Yeah.
So you grew up, you've always lived in the same state?
Yep.
And what age is your brother, older than you or younger than you?
He's older by 2 years.
Okay. And what does he do?
He's in he works for the county out here. Okay. Just the LA County, yeah.
So is there like a city county rivalry at like Thanksgiving?
Kinda. We're in different things, so it's yeah, not so much.
You should start one.
I should start one.
And don't tell him that that's what you're doing, but start one.
Yeah. Just like we did enough fighting when we were growing up. We're out of that now. So
did you get on growing up? Was it like brotherly fighting, or did you legit like hate each other at any point?
If it felt like hate, it was pretty rough. It wasn't. Yeah, we did not like each other at all. Probably until I got like into high school. That's kind of when we found each other tolerable. But before then, it was mayhem 24/7, constant.
Is that just because you had more in common? Do you think, like more common ground?
Yeah.
Who is were you the instigator of the, like, were you the dick or was he the dick, or were you both dicks?
We both were. We trade off. Like he'd get in trouble for like trying to beat up on me, and then I could be. It got to the point where my parents could be in the other room, and I could just make a noise and start crying, and they would come in and immediately think that he hit me, because like that's just how it went. So we were both dicks for sure.
Yeah, I'm picturing that with like him at 20 and you at 18, and you like slapping yourself and crying in the corner. My brother's like 4 years older than I am. I'm not going to get into family, because when I did that with Travis Mayer, it turned into like a ridiculous 10 minutes. But yeah, we get on really well now. Not like really well. We're not like best friends or anything, but we get on well. But yeah, when we were younger, we didn't at all. I think it's the same. There was no common ground. We never really fought, but I remember thinking I could kick the shit out of him if I wanted to. And then I remember like making that clear that was my thought. And then he kicked the shit out of me. Like immediately, I with no effort kicked the shit out of me. And I remember he did my only like like that kind of brother fight memory of him is him. He did two things. Oh, he doesn't listen to this. It's fine. One time I asked him he was in the toilet and I asked him for tissue to blow my nose, and he handed me out tissue with a shit in it, like with a log.
No.
And like I didn't take it, but he like held it out the door, and I reached for it and then pulled back. I was about like 10, I'd say. And then another time I remember he pinned me down and was, that thing you could do, if you had like Nerds or something, and you could do that like where you spit but suck it back up.
Oh yeah.
He was like, pretty talented at it for something that isn't really a skill, but he was like pinned me down and was letting it was going to like almost my face and going back up. They're the two prevailing memories I have. He's an engineer now, he's quite bright, but they're the two they're the two handing me a shit and almost spitting in my mouth. They're the two prevailing memories. I could have avoided all that if I just hadn't claimed that I could kick the shit out of him. That's where that all started.
I guess you got to know your place a little bit, right?
Yeah, well, I fucking learned it with the shit and the toilet paper. So you did CrossFit with him because of him, or just with him?
Because of him. He was doing CrossFit for, I don't know, maybe like a year before I ever started, and me, I was just like a nerd playing video games. Never left my room. I mean, I had a job, so like I go to my job and then like that's what else I would be doing.
What age are you now?
I'm 33.
So you're like 20, 22, 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he had been doing it for a while, and then we would always like hang out in the family room and watch things together, and he put the games on the TV. And like immediately, watching that, like I just started picking on him a lot. I was like, "Hey, you just joined a cult." Like, every other word, Pat Sherwood was like, "Oh, this community," and I was like, "These people sound creepy." I was like, "There's no way." And so I just, but I stayed and I watched, Rich Froning doing his thing, and which was pretty cool. And but like just one day I was like, man, I'm so out of shape. Like this is awful. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, can I go with you? And of course he's like, hell yeah. Took me over there and did my first workout, died, and fell in love with it, and been doing it ever since.
Can you remember your first workout?
No, I wish I could, but I didn't throw up, but I remember it was pretty terrible.
Yeah. It's funny, the cult aspect. Are you the same as me? Like, are you so like people will talk to me at work and like I'll be polite and whatever, but man, if they mention like fitness or CrossFit or anything, I fucking light up. I'm like I'm all in on the conversation, whereas the rest I'm like, oh yeah, like I smile and nod and be polite. But if I hear someone say, like, I was at work this morning and someone said they were kind of talking about, I don't know what they were talking about. That probably shows that I don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. But then I just heard someone say ski erg. I was like, huh? Like across the road, they were like, "Oh yeah, our gym got like an assault bike and a skier." Going, oh yeah, what do you like? I was like, "Oh, what do you do on that?" Like full into it. Whereas the entire 10 minutes before that, I might as well just not have been in the room.
Yeah, just smile and nod, and yeah, no, definitely, I do the exact same thing, and just like anything fitness, yeah.
Do you train in an affiliate now?
Yeah.
And what's that? What gym is that?
CrossFit Foothill is in Rancho Cucamonga. It's really close to my house, so it's perfect.
Say the name of the place again.
CrossFit Foothill.
And where is it?
Rancho Cucamonga.
Rancho.
Rancho.
Fucking hell, who made that up?
I'm sure it means something in Spanish. Everything out here is named after words in Spanish. So, Rancho Cucamonga probably means like ranch something. It all has its own meaning.
Some guy called. Here we go. Rancho Cucamonga, home of the Young Bucks.
It might be. I didn't grow up here. I grew up in San Dimas, which is like 20 minutes west.
Yeah, I kind of feel when Kenneth says, I never know if he's being genuine or not when he says things, so we'll take that with a pinch of salt. But yeah, that sounds like it was just made up by a 4-year-old who was like just threw syllables and consonants together and came up with that. That's it's fun to say if nothing else. Is it a big gym?
Yeah, I think so. It's because I used to go to CrossFit Laverne, which is in Laverne, and I've gone to CrossFit Rancho Cucamonga, and those are all pretty big gyms. And this one's pretty big too. Yeah.
So is Rancho Cucamonga? Is that? I'm sorry for anyone that's from there. Is that there's fucking weirder place names here? I'll tell you that. Is it like a suburb, a town? Like what is it?
Yeah, like a suburb. There's no like open pieces of land or anything, so it's all very, very built. Yeah.
Okay. And you live near there or in it?
In it, yeah. So like I'm just a couple minutes away from the gym.
And there's another gym in the same place. So Foothills is one, and then did you say CrossFit?
Yeah.
The name of the place.
I just say it. Rancho Cucamonga. Yeah, that one is further east. It probably like because Rancho Cucamonga is huge. It's like I'm just gonna keep saying it. It could probably take you like 15 minutes to drive across it. So,
Bruce, we did not need Bruce to translate that. That is like my daughter could have guessed that that's what Rancho meant.
Yeah. So it's like on either end of Rancho. So I'm on the west side. So CrossFit Foothills where I'm going because it's so close.
Okay. So you said you've been to 2 or 3 affiliates in your time. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is it geographical? Is that why you move?
Yeah. It's just wherever I've lived. Like that's where the closest I'll go to.
Okay, so you haven't like started beef and had to move. You haven't like pissed people off.
No. It's always been just where I live. Yeah.
Are you good at CrossFit? Do you do it? Are you like say the Open now is coming up? What are you going to do in that?
I'll do it. A couple of years ago, I tore. Well, not a couple of years, like a year and a half ago, I tore my bicep.
Oh shit!
And so I've just kind of been like easing into it, but being good at CrossFit, no, like not good enough to like want to keep track of it in the Open. I'll still do it, and I'm registered, and I'll do all the workouts and everything, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. I'm not going full force into it. That's for sure.
Did you spend your $200 on Noble to get your discount from your?
No, I actually didn't. So if anyone wants it, message me. I'll send it to you. I don't know if I can or not.
I'll send it to you for $30.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. You just have to send me $30 first. I gave Tebow that owns GoWOD. I gave him a hug at Miami, and I was like, as I was hugging. Now I don't know. It could be him. It could be the jumper, or the sweatshirt. But as I was hugging him, I was like, my God, this is like the softest material. But he was wearing one of those, it's like a quilt. It's like a duvet. The Noble jumpers, and it's kind of, there's like bobbles on it. The Noble sweatshirt. Sorry, I keep saying jumpers.
What's a bobble?
Like bobbles. Like it's like rippled. It's like it's not smooth. It's like
okay.
Not like a decoration. Not like a Christmas bauble. I don't know how to describe, but it's basically like there's like a weird kind of texture to it. It's not a normal like sweatshirt. It's a weird kind of, there we go, quilted. Thank you, Brian. Fucking hell, I was having a spasm there. It's like quilted, but I was like, oh my God, that feels amazing. So then I registered for the Open, and the fuckers nearly suckered me in. I went onto the website. I was like, oh my God, I can get that jumper or sweatshirt so cheap now because I'll get $25 off. And then I was like, so I went on, and it was 90. Oh, I can't remember what it was. I think it was €90 or something for the sweatshirt. But it was like, and I was like, right, I'm never going to spend 90. I've asked for this jumper for Christmas for the last like 3 years because I'm never buying it for myself, but someone else can buy it for me and I'll wear it. But I went on, entered the code, and like, thankfully, in hindsight, it rejected it and was like, no, that's not applicable to this. So because it's like in your local currency, so it's not just like over 90 whatever, it's like $99 or the equivalent in your local currency, not just not just 99 of whatever you use. It has to be so, which I suppose makes sense. If you're buying it in fucking China, you're not going to spend 99 yen. Isn't the same as $99, I guess. But
yeah
still, I was a bit pissed off at the time, but now I'm grateful that I'm not down $100 or €100. That was a bit of a relief.
And can't you get something similar from a sponsor or something?
Yeah, they don't. There's just I don't know what animal they use or what. I don't know how they make those sweatshirts, but yeah, I wouldn't shut up about it. I was at the Vindicate stand when I was talking to Tebow, and after he left, I just couldn't stop talking about it. I was like, that jumper. And I don't know, it could be him. Maybe it's just Tebow. Maybe the sweatshirt's shit, and it's just his hug is amazing. And I just like
maybe it's the way he washes it.
Yeah, it could be actually. Oh, yeah, maybe it's just fabric softener.
Yeah, that's way too much money. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and like it's one of those, and it's when the thing I find is when your Google Pay or your Apple Pay or whatever is linked to your Chrome or whatever like phone on your Apple Pay, it's so fucking easy to be like, oh, I'll just like, it's not real money. It's like fake. It's just like numbers on a screen, and then it becomes real money when you go on to the other app that tells you, oh fuck, he's gone. Oh, I need to stop talking about money. That's what the problem was there. I was depressing him with my talk of Noble. Okay, I'll talk about Vindicate instead. Travis, are you putting up those t-shirts actually? Because I could tell people. I could tell people about the t-shirts if you are. Well, I guess it's just us then. I give him 5 minutes. He moved his camera, his phone. You are putting up the t-shirts, okay. He moved his camera. This is annoying now because one of the benefits of doing these live is I don't have to edit them. But obviously I'm going to have to take out this for the audio version, or people are going to be sitting there listening to me talking to myself. I'll text him. I'll just say, you dead? Oh, what if he is, though? Live call-in episode. No. Like, absolutely not. I can barely handle this. Never mind live. How do my wife like the tattoo? Yeah, I showed it to her. Obviously. I mean, she's going to see it at some point. I showed it to her, and I was kind of talking about, like quiet reactions to stuff. When someone says, what did I say to Newbury? Oh, I was like, if someone says like, yeah, sure, do whatever you want, and you kind of read into it thinking like, why did that go so high pitched? But when I showed her to her, she said, yeah, it's okay. I was like, right, your voice went very high there. But she's seen it and she's okay with it. Here he's back. Oh, thank God.
That was weird.
I was running out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, no, it was like my phone just connected to some random Wi-Fi nearby, so it just shut off everything.
That's okay, no problem. Bruce asked me a question, so I answered it, so that was fine. I was honestly floundering before you asked the question. Thanks, Bruce. Okay, so you're doing CrossFit for about 10 years. So about 8.5, 9 years in, you start a meme page.
Yeah, and that it actually happened right when I tore my bicep.
Oh, so this is like I'm going to live vicariously through social media because I can't actually do the thing I like doing.
Exactly. Yeah, and I had already been sending like memes to some of the other pages. Just like when I had something funny I thought of, I would send it to them. And then, I had always thought like, oh, I could do this. I could have my own page, and that would work. And then once I tore my bicep, that was okay. I've got time for it now, so here we go.
Who did you send the stuff to?
A couple different ones. I sent some to Make WODs Great Again, to Meme WOD, and I might have sent some to the WOD memes for Jacked Up Teens. I might have. Oh, yeah. I'd have to go back and look.
Which one does the confessions?
WOD memes for Jacked Up Teens. Yeah.
Yeah, they are salacious.
Yeah, some of them, it's like, man, you need to.
I feel some of them have to be made up. Like some of them have to just be someone saying like, "Oh, only he'll know that it's me that's saying it, but he'll still think I'm cool if I say I've fucked everyone in my gym." Or like I just feel like people aren't that. I don't think life is that exciting for anyone.
No, because some of them are just like wild. Like someone would be like, "Oh, well, yeah, once the last class is over, we all stop. All the coaches get together and have an orgy." And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you kidding me?
And then I wake up. Yeah, it's some of them are like, okay, yeah, I believe that. It's like, I like fart when I'm walking past people or I whatever. But like, some of them are like, oh, I'm on my 7th threesome of the day, and I'm like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, you're watching too much porn.
So can you remember what your first meme was? Can you remember what the one you posted first?
Like me on my page, or one that I sent?
Yeah, you yourself.
It was a bunch. I used to I used to be pretty stupid with it, and I would put like 8 of them up in a day. So I mean, gosh, it was a bunch of them. But one of them was from like the Lego movie, where it's like once the coach is done explaining the workout, and he's like, "Oh, hey, can you just repeat that all to me because I wasn't paying attention."
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. So it was kind of like a simple kind of thing. It wasn't anything fancy.
You so I'd kind of consider you the stuff that you post like on the line. So like some of the stuff is like kind of vanilla, like it's like safe. And is that like deliberate? Like do you do stuff so it's like, well, this will be shared, this is shareable widely across the community, whereas this other one, like 2% of the community will find this funny, other people will be offended by it, so I need to post 5 like vanilla ones for every dark, like
no, that's a good question. I never even thought about that. But no, it's like, if I could, every single one would be on the line. But it's just, I don't know, there's only so many ideas out there and so many different things you can do to where it would be on the line. But if it could be and still be funny, every single one would be on the line for sure. Because I also don't want to just like put stuff out that's just like not even like just super forced either. It's gotta like come together. So like if I could go like days without posting anything, but it's just because I just don't want to throw garbage out there,
Yeah, because I think like that's probably one of the hardest things about what you're doing is the level of like, because I feel like CrossFit has to be the most concentrated meme, like per capita, the most meme accounts for like anything. Like it's crazy. Like I don't think golf has like we're after naming like 7 meme pages there. I don't think golf has 3. Do you know? And like there's other sports where I don't know if they have like any, Whereas I feel like CrossFit has, like we've mentioned some, but there's others that we haven't mentioned. You're frozen. I just realized you're frozen. I thought you were just listening really intently, but you're frozen. So I think he's gone again. He's going to connect to other fucking Wi-Fi again. I think. God, he looks so intense. Maybe he isn't frozen. He's just looking really intensely at me. Let's see. Oh yeah, the breakfast and tip story. Fuck. I got breakfast the first morning in Miami with Mike Halpin, and I owed him $30. And I said, I'll get breakfast, and then we'll be even. We weren't even. Because the breakfast, just normal breakfast, nothing crazy. But the waiter came over and said, oh, here's your bill. And I said, oh yeah, I'll get this. Fucking $97 for just breakfast. Like I got like waffles and he got pancakes or something. And $97. And the guy goes, I like put in my card. No, I tapped with my phone. And the thing came up by the tip because Americans, you guys love tips. But the thing came up about the tips, and he said, he started talking, but he's talking really slowly. And I was aware that he was talking, and I was aware that he was talking really slowly. But I never like wondered what, I never stopped to think, why is he talking so slowly? But he was like, so it came up 15%, 20%, 30%, 40%. Who the fuck is giving a 40% tip? It's like, did you feed it to me? So he said, oh, you just need to finish the transaction. So I was like, well, 15 is the smallest. So I hit 15 and then I had to sign it, I think. And as I was like tracing my name on the thing, and then there's like submit at the bottom, he was like, so the tip is available for you here. Like he was talking at that speed. And I tap submit and he goes, but it's the service charge is included, so this is optional. After I had fucking hit submit. So $105, I think, is what I spent on Mike Halpin for breakfast. He only owed me 30.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened that time.
But... Oh, I don't know either. I thought you were just listening really intently to me.
No.
I was bitching about tips in America. We don't have them here.
But yeah, there's not. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of memes. Yeah. And I'd say the only one that's probably that I've seen that has more is just like gym stuff in general. So like, not just CrossFit, just like gym memes is like a big thing.
Bodybuilding and everything. Global gym. It is. Like, but the hardest thing, I guess, when you're in that concentrated an arena of, creativity or whatever, is like one being consistently funny and not having like 10 duds and then one funny one. Like obviously you can't please everyone all the time. And then as well as that, like not doing something that's been done to death, or like not doing something that's been done like 5 days ago by someone else, or like 10 weeks ago by you, or, like not just repeating what you've already said, I guess.
Yeah. And, we even started like a group chat with not all the pages, but most of them. And, so sometimes like if there's something that I think's been beaten to death, like I'll shoot it in there and be like, hey, have you guys ever done this before? Cause like, I don't want to beat something to death, but I also don't want it to like be a direct or kind of close rip off of someone else's, like unintentionally even. So, so, I mean, most of those guys, they're all pretty cool. So we all stay in contact.
Meme group chat. Meme group chat. That's good. That's funny. Who's not in that? So you said most of us are in that. Is there anyone like deliberately left out?
No, none deliberately. But yeah, it's like 6 or 7 pages. It's like Gym Cross Heroes, Meme for Time, Meme WOD memes for jacked up teens, Beefcake Factory, which is I think that's a funny name. And I know I'm going to be missing probably one or two more, but yeah, it's just a whole group, and it more turned into just like a bunch of friends bullshitting, and not so much even talking about memes anymore. Like it's just all of us talking shit.
And are you guarded about like your ideas? Like, do you ever say something and then be like, oh fuck, I bet you someone's going to take that idea now, I shouldn't have said? Like, or do you? I guess it'd be pretty obvious if you said, hey, has anyone done a meme about eating chili before the gym, and then the next day what memes for Jack Beans puts it up? It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it would be pretty obvious. And yeah, so like every once in a while, I mean, I'm not guarded, but like I'll ask, like, hey, you guys ever done one like this? And once they say no, they already know, like, okay, that's his. You go do that. And yeah, same thing as like, I'm not going to start a confessions thing. It's like, no, there's one that exists and it's ridiculous already. So just go do that.
Yeah. And you started, so it grew like crazy fast. Like I remember talking to you like through the page, and I was like it couldn't have been more than like 1,000 followers. Like it had to be, like I feel like it had to be less than 1,000 when we spoke, and it wasn't like particularly like you were doing it for a while, not a long time, but you're doing it for a while, and like very slow, and then it seems to just like explode up to beyond 20,000 in the course of like a couple of months. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Yeah, and a lot of that was like certain like events happen that kind of like had those big explosions one to the next.
Go give us some of the hit lists.
Well, like the first one was, I did one, it was from Jay and Silent Bob, and basically like he's checking out the girls outside, and I kind of cut it, pasted it together with them checking out Danielle Brandon.
Yeah.
And that one, even though like it was kind of poorly done compared to how I do it now, like that one like blew up like big time, because she posted it, and, you know, she's got the following, so like that blew up big time. Yeah. And so, and then I did a bunch more like that, for different people. And then
you did
one of the
Brent,
other,
didn't you do one for Brent? Did you do that one?
Brent? Yeah, I did.
Right. Yeah. That might be one of my favorites.
Yeah. And then I did one with, when Dave got fired. That was the other big thing. Like that just kind of shot it all through the roof. Man, what is? Okay. Yeah. Just kind of shot it through the roof because I made a bunch of memes about that, and that was just like a hot topic. So, and then once that blew up, that was it.
And then I feel like as well, maybe you kind of became part of that ecosystem, like say Savann's ecosystem of you were watching regularly, commenting, and people were seeing the name and stuff, and then he was like sharing your stuff, and you know that kind of group were sharing your stuff, and you know the whole, I guess, community that he has were kind of behind you a bit as well, and that helped it grow. And like
big time.
That's where I found you, was through his show, and then I'm sure it's the same for a lot of other people as well. So like that was big as well.
100%, yeah. And I used to be on his show before I started the page, just under my name, and I was a moderator on there, and then once I started the page, I switched the name over, and you know, and of course he liked a lot of this because, you know, we have very similar views. So like a lot of the memes that I made, you know, he would show them on his show, and that helped like a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. So just like a mix of all those things, like a lot of big names with my no name, just kind of had it soar through the roof. You know, not having to do as much work as a bunch of other people have, you know, been grinding for a long time, putting out a lot of posts, and then, you know, I just get like a little bit of attention and just shot up.
Yeah, but I think there's 2 or 3 different ways of doing it. Like there's one is like hard work and like you know, like consistent effort over time or whatever, and it doesn't really matter what amount of time that is, provided you're doing enough hard work and enough hard graft, whatever. And then I think another way is just like early adoption. So like if you start early, if it, you know, like if you're the only one around or the only one or two that are around, like everyone's gonna know because there's nothing else. Like you're only gonna send if you were the first ever CrossFit meme account, you're the one that everyone's gonna be sending everyone because there's nothing else there. So then that's automatically gonna grow you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's different ways of doing it. Are you comfortable doing this? Are you comfortable talking like about yourself and
about myself? Not so much. I mean, about the page, you know, I'm fine. Like I still like it to be more, you know, because like the whole reason I haven't really like ever made myself known is just because I don't. Again, I told you. I mean, I know you had asked before. A couple other people had asked before. It's just like I don't want this page to be about me. I want it to be about the page and about whatever I'm putting out. Like that's what I want it to be about. So I don't want it to be, and like the only reason I put Nick, like even my name and my profile, is just because it was easier for everyone to say. Just because everyone's like typing like, hey WODZombie, is like, no, it's a little too much. Hey Nick is a little easier. I mean, most people, they just call me Wad. You'll see like, hey Wad, like they don't even, because it's just too much. So yeah, I wanted it to be like, and even if like for some reason I wanted to stop, it'd be cool to like just stop and that would be it. I mean,
just
no attachment.
Delete all the memes, change the name from WODZombie to Nick, and then you're just a really popular guy with loads of followers. And no one knows why.
Yeah.
And like, are you? So like, you see, the thing that's interesting for me is when you were just doing memes. And I mean this with all respect, but when you were just doing memes, I couldn't give a fuck who you were. Like I couldn't give a shit who Nick was, who was behind it, whatever.
Yeah.
But then when I started caring about who you were, and when I started getting interested in who you were, was when you started other stuff. Like when you started doing the evening wipe down, the trading cards, the stickers, the supporting athletes, like the can sticker, the Fit Wars. Like when all that stuff started, that's when I was like, well, who the fuck is this guy? Like when it was just memes, I was like, I don't really give a shit. That's funny. Or like, oh, that's funny. Or, oh, that's hilarious. I'm going to send that to someone. Whereas like when it was actually, when the entrepreneurial stuff started and when the like supporting athletes and supporting the community and stuff started, that's when I was like, all right, I want to know more about this guy and I want to find out like who he is and blah, blah, blah. Like, so as you're kind of, it's like, it's interesting that you're kind of, maybe you don't feel this way, but from my perspective, you're at like a bit of a crossroads where it's like, you're doing so much that people are going to want to know more about you and who you are and stuff. But then if you don't want that, it's kind of a tricky spot to be in, I guess, if you don't want that to be the focus.
Yeah. And that was like one of the main reasons that I decided to like be able to come on a podcast is just, you know, no one's going to be able to talk about it better than I can, like whatever I'm trying to do. And it would be unfair to like ask anyone else to do it also. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to put a face to it. Cause especially like for other people, like, you know, if I said, Peter, let's make a trading card, you're going to be like, okay, I have no idea who you are. It seemed like a little weird. So even if like this is the last podcast I ever do, at least there's still something where they're like, okay, he's a real person and not some total weirdo. I mean, I still could be a weirdo, but like, you know, at least I could put a face to it.
You're a weirdo with followers, and you've done an interview, so it's fine. I was actually just thinking there, because no one knows who you are. What you could have done is, so Clydesdale was your first show that you did. So what you could have done is like hired a 9-year-old actor and just put him sitting in a chair and just be like, "Hey, I'm Nick." And just like everybody would be like, "What the fuck?"
I had thought about that. I was like, man, it'd be kind of funny if like, you know, you're like, okay, here we're gonna bring WODZombie on, and then like it could be
a granny.
It could be meme for time. It could be Rolo. It could just be pretending to be me or someone, and it just changes every time. But
or you know that granny from TikTok. You know the guy. I can't remember the name, the account, but she's like all the famous videos of this grandson and his granny. You could just hire like a 90-year-old woman to take your place. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so you did the memes. You were doing memes and you started a website. First thing you sold was t-shirts and stickers, your own stuff. Is that right?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna make sure I plug my phone in here. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but yeah, no, I started with the stickers because I was like cheap and easy.
Yeah.
And
it was, you know, they were like the WODZombie and the literal zombie coming out of the ground and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was it was the stickers first because there's no risk. If I lost it, who cares?
Yeah, it's like
if no one bought anything, who cares? But the t-shirts, that was like the first big thing where I was like, oh man, I don't know if anybody's gonna buy these. And I would still probably do more t-shirts, but I've had like a lot of bad luck with local distributors and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just I stopped doing the t-shirt thing. But yeah, those the stickers were first, and then the t-shirts, and then I have no plans of doing any more t-shirts right now, but who knows?
Look at the irony of this, right? I'm amazed at people, Judy. I'm amazed at people who have full-time jobs, families, and then these companies on the side. Vindicate, WODZombie, Scott, that's Clydesdale, I assume. Meme for Time. I can barely... why was I not included? Why was I left out of a comment on my own show about people who have families? I'm only joking. But it is remarkable how... were you always entrepreneurial? Were you have you always had side hustles? Have you always have different stuff that you've done, or this the first foray?
Never. This is the first. Yeah, I've never had anything like that, and it was a little bit unintentional. Like the stickers were kind of funny, and I thought it would be kind of neat to have those, but never been entrepreneurial just because I always had kind of limitations, and I still have some limitations with my time and stuff. Like you mentioned, families and full-time job. So sometimes I'll be up in the middle of the night, putting packages together, to send out. But it's always just been out of a little bit, out of necessity. I thought trading cards that I want trading cards for me, and no one was making them. Originally I was like, oh man, this is too much work to do trading cards, so I'll do stickers. And then I was like, okay.
The first one you did was Colton, was it? Was that the first sticker? The first non-WODZombie sticker, we'll say.
Yeah. And that's just because I was a fan of his. Yeah. And I made it without asking him, and I sent it to him. I was like, hey, I made these. I was like, what do you think? And he kind of got a kick out of it. Yeah. He got a kick out of it. I sent it to his girlfriend too. I was like, hey, you think he's going to get pissed off? Because I watched podcasts, but I didn't know him. Yeah. And I was like, you think he's going to get pissed? And he was super cool about it. And those ended up being really popular for a sticker. So, so that kind of kicked that off a bit. And I was like, oh man, I could do this for other people. And so I just kind of kept going. And then, I wanted trading cards. So, okay, so let's do trading cards. I'll figure out how to do it. And that worked out really well too, so far.
So you've, the stickers you have you have two of Colton, don't you?
No.
You got the...
Yeah.
You got two. Yeah, so you got two of Colton. You got one of Hopper. You got the metallic arm one. Isn't that Hopper's one?
Yeah. That one's gone now. That one's sold out and gone.
I thought I had it on my laptop. I don't. I have the Colton one on my laptop. You got Brian Friend. I designed that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell everyone that you came up with that one.
And then you got Can. That's the most recent one. How do you pick? Is it just people that you like? Have you started asking people since? Obviously the Can one is going to be different. Because there was obviously, we'll get to the conversation about that, but the other ones, say Hopper and Brian, did you ask those people oh, can I make a sticker review, or did you do the same? Have you stuck to the same approach of making it and then being asking for forgiveness rather than permission?
No, those ones I asked beforehand. Although for one that I haven't put up yet, DeLugos.
Oh, cool.
I made that without asking him. Because originally Jared Graybill, Zelos, he had asked me to help design stickers for all the athletes that were going to be there. And so I did a whole bunch of them, and I even did one for DeLugos, but at the end I wasn't super happy with it. So I kind of redid it, and I ordered them. And then I was like, hey, just, I got these, what do you want me to do with them? And so he said I could post them. I haven't yet. Just kind of been waiting a little bit. But for Con, I asked him beforehand.
And
and he's been super cool.
And was the conversation? So I'm just curious. Like, so the conversation with Khan, obviously, fuck sake, unbelievable. I see. I think I might have stickers behind it. Oh, there's the Khan one. Oh, there's a Khan one. That's Khan. Look, he's so handsome. It's actually somehow he's more handsome in real life than that one, but that's Khan. Oh, have we got any other ones? Oh my god, these are just trading cards. So just while we're waiting for him to come back, the trading cards. Sorry, I don't know why he sent me 2 of Ari alone. I don't know why. 2 of Ari alone. If anybody wants one of them, I'll send it to you. Ideally, local postage, but I'll send it to you. And then he has, I have Hopper and Paddy V. Oh, Patrick's dead. I dropped Patrick. He's dead. That was like when he fell off the cargo net. I have Vellner. And I have this one with Vellner. I don't know why this came with Vellner's one and it didn't come with any of the other ones. And I don't know why. The other one's not authentic. All right, Jason, you can have the... I'll send you the Ari alone one. Jason, you can have that. I'm going to fucking kill you.
I know. I'm the worst guest ever so far, right? I'm doing it without that microphone now. I don't know if that could be.
I'm showing everyone the cards I have. He sent me 2 of Ariel, so I'm sending that one to Jason Crossfit Media. Asked for that one, so I'm going to send it to him. I assuming that's what he meant. Yes, please, when he commented that. So well, he's getting it anyway. How come? So this came with Vellner's one, but only Vellner's one. Why is that? Are the rest not authentic?
You're able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that one, I mean, it worked, but I didn't want to. It was kind of a pain in the ass to do them, and I found better ways to do them for the future. But I kind of wanted, like, I mean, it's got the certificate, but I wanted it to be more like you get the certificate with an autographed one. So that's like that's going to be something that I don't know which person it's going to happen with, but like one of these future ones, it's going to be like, let's say if it was Colton Mertens, there's going to be the Colton Mertens card, but then there's also going to be 30 that are autographed, and they'll all have a certificate with them, 1 through 30 or something. I didn't want it to be like, oh, you get one with every single card, just because like, it could be like a never-ending thing. And we will be doing like numbered cards and stuff too, where the number's actually on the cards. But it was a lot of extra steps when I thought it should be more like, hey, we're authentic. Like, what are we authenticating with a certificate? It's like you're like, what are you authenticating? I was like, well, it should be authenticating a signature, or something. So I'm saying like, hey, this is Colton Mertens' authentic signature. Here's your certificate for it. So like, it just seemed like it made a little more sense that way.
And who designs them? So Will designed these ones, didn't he? Hopper and Vellner.
Will has designed all of them except for Emily Rolfe and then Ariel's card, which Ariel's card was by Tyler Watkins.
And he does he do all the stuff on the back as well, Tyler? On say like a Hopper's one, does he do the back of that one, the data on that one? Or does that Brian?
So Tyler's come in more recently.
Okay.
Brian's been doing the backs of them the entire time. So Brian, friend, he writes the summary.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel's is the first one that has like hard stats on it with stat lines and everything. That was all Tyler.
Yeah,
but the description on there is still Brian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we've had a lot of different photographers, but then Patrick Clark, he's kind of becoming more like a main photographer for it also.
Oh, okay. Yeah, how does that work? So do you have to get is it like public domain when it's on Instagram, or do you have to get permission to use someone's likeness, or how does that work?
Permission, yeah. Well, as far as with the athletes go, yeah, definitely permission. But with the photographers, it's finding images that aren't owned by CrossFit.
Okay.
Because like it kind of sucks because like not all the best pictures, but almost all the best pictures are done by CrossFit hired photographers. So,
okay. Yeah, you find a really good one, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah. So, so it's definitely like not ideal. It'd be great if CrossFit was like, hey, here, use whatever pictures you want. Like that'd be perfect. But we're making it work.
Has anyone from CrossFit have you ever talked to anyone from CrossFit about the fact that you're doing it, or has that ever been a conversation? No one ever. Have you ever reached out?
Yeah, recently with Tyler, we reached out to someone. I don't even know who it is really or what their job is there, but we reached out to I think it was to get someone to try to get some type of permission or licensing or something. So, but that we never got any response. So, I don't know if they're just waiting for the lawyers to finish writing up their book they're going to send us or something, or if they're just kind of leaving it alone. But yeah, I've never talked to anyone from CrossFit about it.
Yeah, well, you don't actually use, like you say, CrossFit Games on it, but like, I mean, I can't see how they could possibly have issue with you doing it.
Or if they did, I would hope they would just kind of like, I mean, yeah, we're promoting what they're promoting.
Yeah, you're helping the athletes really. So the trading cards, do the athletes get that or a cut of it? And all the stickers as well, or was cans the first one that conversation happened with?
No, all the athletes get a cut of the stickers too. That's cool. A lot of the athletes on the trading cards, they haven't really like hit a big of a threshold to send money, but I still send them money even just on the knowledge that I'm gonna sell some more of their cards as they go along. But because some of them have done better than others, but yeah, no, they all get a cut. Same thing with the stickers. But Khan was the first one who didn't want the money, but the rest of them, I just would just get their Venmo or their PayPal and just send them money.
That's cool. Yeah, Khan's such a cool guy. Like only Khan would think of doing that first. Yeah, I think I might choke. Is it hard to price them? Because like $10 seems like way too little. But then I guess the worry is if I do it 15, well, people are like, oh, I'm not paying 15 for that. Whereas if I do it 10, more people might pay it.
I had that conversation with a couple different people, and I don't know. Just because I don't like collect expensive cards, and I know expensive cards are different than what these are, because those are, like ultra famous people, but it was really hard to price. And I mean, everywhere else I've seen, even for just custom cards in general, that people are charging like $30 a card, and I just like, I don't know. I thought it was and still is super hard to price them. Yeah. I just don't see any. I mean, I just don't see anyone wanting to go on and pay $20 for a card, and then having to pay like, anywhere from $5 to $10 shipping on it, and then they're paying $30 for a single card. I don't know.
I wonder if you charge like 20 including shipping.
You see, and it's hard to include shipping just because I used to do that. I used to say like, hey, cards are 10, shipping included, and then. But the problem is some jackass from Ireland will want to buy one, and it costs like $20 to ship it to them, and you're like losing money on it,
Yeah.
So,
if there's any consolation, I have the same but opposite problem, where I did a t-shirt launch and I did free shipping. Yeah, I did free shipping, but I priced the t-shirts so that it would cover half the cost of the shipping, I think. So the t-shirts were like, I can't remember. They're like 30, I think. And because it's, if I post something from Ireland, so if I post, I can buy, fucking hell, I can buy like 70 of these labels. for €120, and I can send the parcel then.
So those go anywhere?
Yeah, just in Ireland.
Okay, but they don't have tracking though, right?
I get tracking, yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, we've got a good postal service. We don't use like fucking UPS and all that shit. But we have. So I bought that. I got like a discount card as like a business. I registered as a business so I could buy it. I'm not paying tax, but I registered as a business so I could get those. And got the labels, and then I was like, right, I'll factor that into my pricing then so I can do like free shipping. Oh, I got shafted with like people from America or like Germany or Spain or whatever buying a t-shirt. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Someone in America. Oh, fuck. Like when I realized how much it was going to cost me to send it. So I didn't do that afterwards. I set the price then afterwards, but it's like, I think it's about like $6 for me. I found a way for me to send a t-shirt to America for $6. But the only thing is, it's like I post it or I mail it, and then I'm like, it's now in the hands of the gods. It's like, I don't know where it is. I have no way of knowing where it is. It might get to you. Like, but then having said that, like say I bought a t-shirt off Brandon Swan in December, the 5th of December, and I still don't have it. And he's like, it's somewhere. So he's in the same boat where he's like, I don't know where it is, but it's not in my house. Like the postman or mailman has it.
But and like I just found out recently too, just because I had my first order from France, and I sent it to them, and then they messaged me like, hey, they're charging, I guess.
Oh, I get that. Yeah,
the VAT, the value added.
Oh. Every time I buy off Travis, I get that.
It was the same. Like it was $20. Like I spent $20, and it cost $20 in the value added tax. I was like, this is nuts. So I'm trying to figure out something at least, because I know after researching each country's different in their pricing on that.
I think I bought something. I bought something off Travis recently, and I actually meant to say it to him. But I bought something off Travis recently, and there's a label that goes onto it, and it's like I can do the same thing here. So if I'm sending something to America, and they ask me like what's in it, I just say it's a gift. Because then you don't pay the tax when it comes. But then I guess if you're going to the post office with 500 bags, you're like, it's a gift, it's a gift, it's a gift. People are going to think you're a moron, like.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely a thing, and so like because like at least what I use, you have to fill like a customs information thing.
Yeah.
And put the value on it. So I thought like, oh, I could just go on there and drop the value to nothing or like $1. Yeah. And just see what that does. But no, I told that person,
I think it's 20. It's like 20. It's just a standard rate. I don't think it's actually based off the value. I think that's for insurance that they ask you the value.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So so I told him, I was like, just next time you're gonna order, just message me and you could send it on PayPal, and then I'll send it as a gift.
Yeah.
And just me, no nothing. So.
Yeah, because I think that's how I avoid it. Because like, and I've had that where I've gone in with like, 20 envelopes leaving the country, and they ask what's in them, and I said t-shirt value $20. Is it a gift? Yeah, and it's like it's clearly not a fucking gift. Like I remember doing it, and the envelopes were branded. It's like yeah, it's a gift. Yeah, it's like like my cousin. It's like I always send them personalized envelopes.
Big family.
Have you ever asked an athlete and had them say no? Have you ever said, oh, I want to do a sticker, I want to do a trading card, and they go no? You don't have to name the athlete.
No. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, for sure. Stickers, I haven't been really doing so many of those lately to where like I've had a lot of people to ask. But I'm sure I would probably get a lot of no's, and I've gotten a lot of left on red. So like that's a no. I'm guessing. I know people are busy, so it's not like I don't take it personally or anything, but
yeah, I think a lot of times, well, what I tell myself anyway is a lot of times when you're left on red, it's because someone's like, oh, I'll reply to that later on, and then they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so I know there's probably a lot of those, but a few of them are like the goats. We'll call them the goats. Like just them saying no, but which I get, it's totally fine. Like it was a long shot, but some of those, and then some of them, like certain agents are just they don't even respond. So there's certain ones.
Yeah, I think it's tricky for agents. I remember talking to Savannah about this, where you go, like I've gone through agents to get guests, and sometimes I'm asked for money. I'm asked for like once I was asked for a fucking stupid amount of money, but most of the time it's like absolutely. Like I was actually looking for someone's email address the other day, and I knew they had sent it to me, and I was scrolling back up to see where they had sent it to me, and I was scrolling past. I must have scrolled past like about 15 instances of me saying, "Hey, any chance of me getting X on the show?" with the reply of like, "Absolutely, I'll make that happen," or something to that equivalent of like a definite yes. And then just like nothing. And it's like over and over again the same conversation. So I think like the agents especially are, and I like it's their job, I guess, but the agents especially are like, right, how is this going to boost, like income for us or them, or how is it going? That's the first question, really.
And luckily, like the agents that I have like gotten to work with have been super cool. So they've been real easy to work with, or at least like willing to put up with me, because like I'm, like you're saying, like I'm not an entrepreneur. Like this is my first kind of like go around with this type of stuff. Even the stickers is all very like unprofessional type of thing. It's just me kind of making something cool and sending the athletes some money. So like, but as it's getting like a little more professional, like they're, everyone's having to deal, like I'm the one playing catch up. They're already in that professional world, and I'm so like Daniel Brandon's agent, Cooper, he's been like super patient with me. And then Jared, he's been super patient, like almost, he's been more, like mentorship type of thing. Like, hey, you should really try this, word it this way, do this. And like people have been like, I mean, just like you expect the CrossFit community would be, is like they've been really, really cool about all of that.
I think as well, once you get accepted by like say Cooper, then you kind of get access to, like you're got a better shot of getting access to the other athletes that he is associated with as well as Danielle. Do you know what I mean? Once you prove yourself.
Yeah. And who knows?
That'll count for the GOATs as well. Like the upper echelon people that you might not have a shot at now. The more you do, the more that you're commonly known, the more that people are aware of what's happening, the more likely you are to get like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and that's kind of the hope, is just kind of pushing towards that. And like even Pat Vellner, he was super cool too. I did not expect him to say yeah. And though I had messaged him a couple times and made tagged him in memes, so like he would read my messages, and so someone had told me like, hey, you should ask him. And I was like, man, there's no way that number 2 in the world's gonna let me make a card from card of him. And sure enough, he did, and that helped a lot too. That was really cool. He didn't have to do that, and he's been cool with everything. Like I'll message him just random stuff, and he'll respond. He's a good guy. Yeah,
you should ask like BKG or someone. That'd be a cool card.
Yeah, I've actually talked to Snorri about that. So just Snorri is his agent along with a million other people.
BKG would be that'd be a good European one to do.
It's starting to get to the point to where there's like 5 agents that are kind of like over everyone. So eventually it'll be a little bit easier. Like you said, once I can get access to certain people, and things like that. So that's kind of what. Just kind of keep plugging away at it. Luckily, like I've got a huge list of people that do want cards.
That's cool.
So we're just kind of working our way through that.
Who's next?
I can tell you.
Come on, you can. Oh, give me some clues and see if I can work it out.
A champion. What year? I don't know. But
you said year, so it's singular year. Ben Smith.
Damn. No, yeah, it should be Ben Smith, but we'll see. I gotta because a lot. I mean, I'm sure some people, at least people on here, probably know he has a trading card already.
Yeah,
him and a couple other people. So that, that was kind of like I was like, okay. I mean,
you should do like the way they do like wild card, like random, like a one hit wonder. You should do like Hunter McIntyre, but just make like two of them. Just pick some random one. I'm gonna move past pretty quick there because I like there's a fair chance I'm gonna gloat for about 20 minutes at guessing Ben Smith so quickly there if I hang around too long on that topic of conversation because I'm so fucking proud. I'm so proud of how quickly I got that.
Well, you know what though, to be fair, like that's not that hard because Matt ruled it for how long? And then,
Shut up. It's impressive. It was impressive. Detective work.
Yeah, cut that out.
It's fucking live. Are you ever afraid of causing offense with any of your memes or anything? Are you ever like
sometimes
or have you ever gotten pushback? Have you ever gotten an athlete being like, hey, fuck you, don't use that picture or don't use that, don't say that?
No, but I mean, no, I don't think so. But I mean, like I've never gotten anything direct, but I've for sure gotten somewhere I'll tag them in it and they see it and they don't say anything. But
okay.
like I don't really pick on a lot of athletes so much.
Yeah.
I mean I will, but it's more like in a fun way, but like direct, kind of like not hate, but like nastier shit. I not usually towards athletes, but like stuff towards CrossFit and people within there. For sure, yeah, but I still never gotten anything like direct back, like, "Hey, that was kind of messed up. Don't do that." I haven't gotten.
Rolo reckons Ben Smith is nice as fuck. He is nice as fuck. He really is nice.
Like, yeah, I mean, I've never met him, but like, I've seen tons of his content, and he seems like a really cool guy. And he's another person that definitely could have told me no, and so yeah, we'll see. I know the cards that he has and like the other people have, they're like a different style. They're very, I don't know, I don't even know what you would call that stuff. It's like way beyond vintage, and so I kind of want to do him some justice and give him something really cool.
Yeah, well, I can't. It's kind of hard. It'd be very difficult for someone asking, "Oh, would you like us to do a trading card for you?" It's very hard not to take that as anything but a compliment and like, oh shit, that would actually be cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like if someone asks, you'd be hard pressed to be like, no. Because straight away you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's something that I never thought would happen. I would have thought like Froning would go for it because of the whole baseball thing. Like, it's kind of like he can live vicariously through his CrossFit career what he could have had in baseball with his own trading card.
And I'm working on that, but with him, it's more, it's something different. I'm sure if we were all hanging out in a room and just
it's a machine.
Talking to Froning, I could have said like, "Hey, you want a card?" He'd be like, "Hell yeah!" But instead, it's like, how do you even get a hold of Rich Froning? It's just like it's a little bit different.
I'd say Savannah would be able to get you in touch.
Yeah, but like I also don't want to be that guy asking Savon to ask people for things either.
That's the thing. That's the tricky thing.
If it comes up naturally or something, that's fine. But I don't want to be like, hey, can you ask Dave this for me or something? Like, no, that's silly.
Yeah. You just hint, hoping that eventually he picks up. Do you want me to ask? Oh, well, I mean, if you want.
Yeah, maybe I'm too nice, but that feels like abusing a friendship a little bit. I don't know.
I've had that where I've done it once where I had a guest on and then asked a guest to ask someone else.
Yeah.
And I felt so dirty the second. I was just like, oh God, that's such a dick move. And I've only done it once, and I'm glad I've only done it once. And I never did it again.
And I did do it once, kind of accidentally. The Wex podcast. He had Rich on, and he put a little thing up on his Instagram like, "Hey, what questions you guys want me to ask him?" And I jokingly put on there like, "Oh, ask him if he wants a trading card." And he fucking asked him on his podcast, and so I got an email to send some stuff to. So we'll see. Maybe something will come with that, but
that's cool.
So maybe not.
That's cool. this year then, so Fit Wars happened in November? No.
December.
Fit Wars is coming back.
Oh yeah. In fact, it was supposed to come back this Friday, but we had some scheduling things happening. So we're still going to try to get one done before the Open.
Oh, cool. But, and do you? I assume you're not going to say who that's with.
No, and yeah, even if I don't know for sure, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Okay. Are you aiming for females this time or males again, or do you know?
Females.
Okay, cool. And is that so? Is the hope with that it'll be like a quarterly thing, like 3 or 4 times a year, or more or less, or?
I'd like to do more. I think it'd be, especially in the off season, I think we could probably do a lot.
Yeah.
Even if it was once a month, twice a month. More.
Even if you get past semifinals, you'll have a big raft of athletes that aren't going to the games that are at a loose end.
Yeah, and so that was kind of one of the ones I was thinking about is like, okay, if I don't get one done before the Open, like I said, the people who don't make it to the games, we'll be able to pick up a few of them, which should be some good matchups. And then I still throw it out there, and I'm still going to keep doing it. We'll see if anyone pops this year on their drug test. I'd love to get like Phil Toon versus someone. I think it would be kind of cool. I'd watch it. So I don't know. I'm still hopeful for something like that too. I mean, I don't want people to pop, but if someone does, then and things kind of line up, why not?
It's opportunistic. It's not pessimistic, or you're not looking for someone else to fuck up. You're just making opportunity out of if they do fuck up.
Yeah. And I'm sure that I know there were other people that did pop that could probably, but on I'm thinking like someone at Phil Toon's kind of level. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I've never talked to him, so I don't even know if he'd be interested. But maybe a chance to compete again, maybe.
Did that take off more than you thought it would? Like that idea?
Yeah, it did. And especially with guys like you, Jason CF Media, Barbell Spin, and everyone just kind of covering it. Really, like took it off more than I had thought. Because and so this kind of like the trading cards is like I did it because I wanted it to happen. Like I didn't want to run the whole thing. I had no interest in that. But in order to get it to happen, I kind of had to. And so, and I was able to get in touch with athletes using the page. So, so just getting to talk to them and ask them about it. And but yeah, it took off more than I thought it would. Definitely had a lot more hype. And then like Savon did a pre-show on it, which is like pretty huge for me. Is like it was just weird to hear people even talking about it. But I thought it would be cool, and I didn't know if it would actually be cool watching it. But I was like, hey, you know what? At least we could do one. And if it sucks, it sucks. And it was a failure, not much lost. But it seemed like people enjoyed it.
I think and I think it's a unique concept as well. That like, and it's like I love those kind of things where you're like, how has this not been happening for the last 5 years? Like already, like those are the ideas that are good. Where you're like, oh my god, how has nobody been doing this like weekly for the last like 2 years?
Yeah. Like when Savon kind of said it as a joke for people to like go to other people's houses and call them out, because he was saying like, oh, he should have Hopper go call out Justin Medeiros at his house and go out and call Colt Mertens at his house and say, we got your pigs tied up. You better come out and go head to head. So that kind of stuff. Like when I heard that, I was like, man, how is that not a thing already? Like they already go to gyms, do the open announcements and have athletes go head to head. It's like, why aren't they doing that in the off season?
Yeah.
Already CrossFit should be doing that. They should be going to Colton's home gym and have him go head to head with someone else who's in the area. They can even fly the people out together. People still watch it and really like it. And so, and then, with COVID and everything, it's like, okay, well, no one.
I don't fucking believe it. I don't believe it. Unbelievable. There's no warning either. He just like freezes and then vanishes. The last time, at least, I had a bit of pre-warning, but man, this is frustrating. Yeah, laugh it up, Bruce. It's fucking hilarious. I'm trying to think if I have any other stories from Miami I can tell you. Maybe if I just pretend I'm frozen. No, it's not going to work. Travis Vindicate said that the t-shirts are up on the website. Can't remember where he said it, but he said it. Yeah, there we go. So if anyone wants a t-shirt, you can go to vindicate.com, get a t-shirt if you like. I saw Scott say earlier on, and I was going to interrupt it and say it, but I didn't, where he said they just announced 23.1 that it's going to be in Madrid. Scott, that was hours ago. Where have you been? That was hours ago. That was 6 hours ago. Come on, man. All news for Brian Spain. Yeah. Blue face, blue smiling. Oh, Granddad Brian doesn't know how to use emojis. He's back. Do you know what?
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Where there we go.
Hold on, sorry.
There's a record number of drops according to Brian Barlow Smith. It has to be a record number of drops.
Here we go.
Oh, thank God I wasn't looking at the comments. He challenged me to do max assault bike calories. Thank God I didn't read any of those.
I don't know what's going on. It's like on a timer every. I don't know, however often. It's like, hey, let's just shut off.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry, it's fine. What were we talking about? Fit Wars, yeah. So 2023 then. Have you got a plan in your head of like, is the plan to just keep going with say stickers and trading cards and Fit Wars and to be consistent with those kind of things, or have you got other things? Have you got like, oh, I want to be able to do this or I want to be able to do that further down the line? Have you got any other irons on the fire?
No, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Just the trading cards and Fit Wars. I mean, yeah. The trading cards is still like, I don't even see it like as super like established yet. But like once that's like really in there.
I feel like the trading cards will just be a slow burn. I think it'll just be like it'll be a constant simmer.
Yeah. And then the Fit Wars is going to be a little bit more of a focus. I know it's going to be tough with the game season going on, but we're still going to be able to make something happen. And that's kind of probably what I'm more excited about. So, I mean, I'm excited about the cards and I love the cards. I just, we got to do one and it's just like, man, I can't wait to do the next one. Because I know we could do it even better each time. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. But nothing else, no other irons. I don't even know if I can handle another iron in the fire. So this is it for now.
I've got enough irons. Well, listen, thank you for coming on. It was great to get to talk to you intermittently throughout your breaks. But I appreciate you taking the time out. I think someone said it at like way back at the very beginning. If I can find it, I don't think I will be able to find it. But someone was basically saying that the work that you're doing is like remarkable, and there's others doing it as well. But I just think it's remarkable the amount of effort that you put in to support the community is remarkable. And like you could have had the idea of doing the trading cards and just not done anything with it, or you could have had the idea to do Fit Wars and not done anything with it. And like it's admirable how much effort you're putting into all the different things, and it's no surprise to me that people like Hiller and Savan and Brian Friend and all those others are getting behind it and helping.
They're holding it down. Yeah, they've all been like insanely helpful. It's crazy. I almost can't believe it. Like I could text Brian right now like some kind of idea and he'll reply back like, and it's just like to me that's just kind of insane, like because of how much he already has going on.
Yeah. But it's a testament to you. I think the effort that you're putting in yourself, it's it's coming back to you. But yeah, best of luck with everything. If I can do anything for you during the year, let me know. And best of luck clearing out your storm drains and fixing your Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Are you coming out to any of the semifinals or anything?
Not in the States. I think I'm going to Berlin, I think.
Okay.
And there's a quiet whisper of maybe the games. But it's a quiet whisper.
I'm going to try to go to the games this year.
Yeah.
Really going to try, yeah.
That'd be cool.
But I'm definitely going to the semifinals in Pasadena. That's 20 minutes away.
There's definitely 3 trips to the States in a year would be fucking stupid on my end. But I could manage January and August. I could probably make that happen. But like 3 times would be like, no, I'd be shot like dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully the games that could happen. That'd be cool. But yeah, listen, thanks. Thank you for coming on. It's great to get to talk to you. Thanks for everyone that's commenting there. I know I've kind of not read an awful lot of them out loud, but I've been trying to keep up with them when I could. And yeah, thank you. The audio this is coming out tomorrow.
Okay.
The audio is coming out
sorry, I jacked it all up with my shitty connection. So
no problem. That's it's probably just the Splinter trying to get back at you for wrecking the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles house or something.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Cheers. Thanks very much. Thanks everyone.
All right.
All the best. Take it easy. Bye bye.
You too.